Welcome to Facilitator Stories Podcast. All right. This podcast is to highlight facilitators in the health and wellness industry that are going through their journey of becoming a facilitator. And some like Charlotte, she's been a facilitator, but she's gone through the hardships like everybody else. And I really wanted to highlight and, expose these stories because I find that everyone's going through pretty much the same things. Our journey of becoming a facilitator, making a positive impact in the world is not an easy journey. And Charlotte has completed the Art of Guiding Meditations, which is a course that I've built and launched a few months ago. And I mean, I'll let her tell you about it, but it's really changed the game. And ever since that, she's been able to take the modalities and practices in which she's been trained in and teach. And it's just like, it's evolving, it's changing. And she just keeps sending me messages left and right center about what's going on. And so the time is now. I want you guys to hear the stories of facilitators, what they're going through, how they're getting themselves out there, and so that you guys can gain tools and resources on how to make that journey easier for you. Okay. If it took me a year to do something, I want it to take you a week or a month or whatever, but I want to help you. And Charlotte is here to do the same thing. We have a collective intention on this, and that's to help other people. Okay. So let's all welcome Charlotte Denton, the famous, the amazing coach, breathwork instructor, meditation teacher. Charlotte, welcome to Facilitator Stories. How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Thank you for asking me here.
Of course, of course. How you feeling after this little fiasco that we just went through?
Good, a chill actually. Me a couple of years ago would have been just like, should we just reschedule this? Like, this isn't working today, is it? But I'm just like, everything happens just as it should.
Right.
So yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
is this something that you've always felt, or is this something new in your life that you're embodying?
No, this is new. Honestly, my whole life, I've been a highly anxious perfectionist. Like, as a designer, I needed pixel to line up, anchor point to anchor point. If it was a Pantone shade off, I'd have a mental breakdown. Like, and that's really to that extent. Like, I would be working 20-hour days because I needed everything to look a certain way. I would spend hours on black flicks on my eyes. Like, this is now really a huge change in my life.
How does it feel to feel, would you say you feel more free?
100%. And actually living this way is connecting me just to play and lie. Like, I'm laughing a lot more. And actually
And actually what?
I'm feeling like emotion. I was numb to emotion for a lot of my life. So actually just living life and
Have,
not letting it pass by.
have you ever heard the phrase, I heard this from Gary V, which is a very well-known person in the marketing and social media industry. But have you ever heard this phrase, perfectionism is another word for insecurity?
Mm. No, but that rings very true. I was very insecure. So yeah, yeah.
Now, how difficult was it to show up as a coach, a facilitator, with this lingering subconscious thought of insecurity?
Mm. I really battle with imposter syndrome. Like, I'm a yoga teacher as well, so I would spend weeks, days, months planning yoga flows, spending so much time writing scripts. And I'd have a lot of positive feedback from all my classes, or everyone would say like, "Oh, that was such a journey," but I was there with the script.
Mm-hmm.
Since now, I have been guiding, like, I led one of the most profound sessions that I have done today. I was going to guide it more towards self-love. But the three people that were there, they had all gone through this heartbreak. They were all going through a huge pain and sadness. So intuitively, I was like, I need to get them to connect with that, to let it go. And I really went really deep. And two of them said after, they were just like, oh my God. They were just like, Charlotte, I've just been through this huge spiritual experience. And they were describing what they saw. They didn't realize, one of the women, she was like, you've made me realize I've had an abandonment wound for years. And she was like, I didn't even know that I was experiencing that. And she said, from this, I can actually put that to peace. And then another girl, she was like, I've just gone through this huge spiritual thing as well. And they said, Charlotte, you are so intuitive. And I always have been. But now actually getting rid of planning, I'm holding space for that energy to just speak. Yeah.
Right.
From the heart.
Well, and we were exploring a little bit while we were trying to figure out this live stream. We are exploring a little bit of this topic of intuition. So I want to ask you two questions. One, how did you start to not become such a perfectionist and not plan so much to take people through meditations, breathwork journeys? How did you minimalize that journey and make it more easy to just like be yourself? And then what's your opinion on intuition?
I love this because I'd literally, before we did this, went and did a live and I had a huge realization of, we're taught that intuition, the insight comes from the crown chakra, and that's where we see all our visualizations. And yeah, I believed that. But the more that I actually just speak as a facilitator, I don't come from a place of spiritual language. I've tried to emanate that. That's not me. I speak from past experience, from the heart. I don't think before I speak. So to me, actually, I've just realized my intuition comes from the heart. And when I start thinking, I get into this thinking mind again and I start to question things. So I realized actually, yeah, my intuition's from the heart.
All right.
And yeah, and now I didn't used to have intuition. I think I always have, but I've never really listened to it. And now I genuinely, if things aren't aligning, I say to the universe, whatever, just show me a blue butterfly. That's all I need to see right now. I never thought I'd be living my life through blue butterflies,
There you
but
go.
I am.
There you
Yeah.
go. Now,
Yeah.
I want to engage with the listeners. So who here is a facilitator or has thought about being a facilitator? And if you are a facilitator, can you relate to what Charlotte's saying? Do you over prepare for sessions? Do you have a sense of perfectionism? Do you write scripts? And do you find it difficult to connect with the idea of intuition? The idea of intuition. Because this is one thing that I've trained thousands of coaches over the years. And one thing that people tell me a lot is, oh, Stephen, your session, like you must have been channeling. You must have been channeling something. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm not really sure that I feel like I'm channeling anything. You know what I mean? And the idea of getting to a place as a facilitator to be channeling things, I know that this is true and it does exist, but think about how much pressure that puts on the facilitator. You have to get to such a place, which we don't even know what that is or how that exists. And you need to get to a place of channeling a higher power to be able to guide profound sessions. This is such a heavy weight for facilitators to carry. And I carried this for so long. And I'm a little bit against this idea of channeling. Not that I disbelieve in it or I think it's incorrect or wrong, but I'm trying to defend the facilitators here. And if you're trying to get to a point that you're channeling information from a higher power to guide and facilitate sessions, then I feel like you're carrying a really heavy weight. And I really appreciate what you said, Charlotte, about it being more from the heart, because that to me immediately feels more authentic, more organic, and it seems like an easier thing to achieve. And as facilitators, what I have observed in myself and, training so many, what I've observed from them is that we all carry so much weight to deliver life transforming experiences. And if not every single person has a life transformation in a session, whether it's meditation, breath work, yoga, we did not do our job correctly. And for years, I felt that I was never succeeding. I was never satisfied with the session because I was carrying the weight of other people's life transformations on my shoulders. It's not my job to transform someone's life. I'm a guide. You're a guide. And when you can lead from the heart, there's something more gentle and soft about the pressure that follows that. Would you agree?
I think channeling, though, can literally just be speaking from the heart as well.
Oh, well said. Well said. Yeah. So, because I'm separating the two,
Yeah.
and you're bringing in a really good point that they can be one in themselves.
Yeah. To
So
me,
we
channeling
can,
you're connecting to a higher power, which in essence just is your heart.
right,
That's
right.
my perspective.
Now, so guys, I want to see your comments. All right. I don't know why, but I can't see the Instagram live on my phone. I would love to be responding to comments, but for some reason I can't. Anyway, but guys, throw it in the comments. Can you relate to this? Do you struggle to facilitate sessions feeling authentic? Okay, feeling like you're guiding sessions from the heart. Do you take this idea of channeling and expand it too much that you put too much pressure on yourself? I want to see you guys commenting on this. I want to see you guys having fun with this session, because it's really important that we all have some fun on this. All right. So
Is
now,
actually doing it this way, Stephen, has actually brought more of a creativity as well. Like I led a session this week and I found myself just dancing around the studio to the music while I was speaking and guiding. Instead of
really
worrying about anything, I was just, yeah, dancing with the music. And it's like it's brought back a new creativity to it and a fun play.
amazing. So Charlotte, let's get back to the nuts and bolts of this thing, the bones. So you said that this was not always the case.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you were over preparing, reading off scripts, perfectionism, and high levels of anxiety. Ooh, I see some comments coming through now. What, tell the viewers, tell the people, what changed for you? What was it that really helped you to lead from the heart?
Well, before I did my yoga teacher training, I was already trained as a facilitator and I was imposter syndrome to another level. Although I was trained, I'd not guided one session. And then I was just in a place where I felt comfortable in my training. So I said to everyone, I was like, right, who wants a class? And I didn't ask for feedback, but it took me about half an hour to get them out of Shavasana. And one girl after she put on Instagram saying like it took me she was like, I went through this whole spiritual orgasm and awakening. And I was like, oh my God, that was my first class. If that was my first class, what's it going to be like in years? And then when I was teaching a lot in Costa Rica, like just because it was rainy season, no one was showing up. So I was planning a lot of yoga classes. No one was showing up. I was wasting so much time planning for something. And So I was like, I'm just going to start seeing people come to my classes as gifts and not plan.
Mm.
And that's what I did. And with my yoga, and then I was just like, right, everything that I teach now is just from the heart. And I wanted to test that with the breath work to bring everything to do in a synergy and an alignment. And it has. I could feel that there was a disconnect when I was using scripts for breath work, but nothing else. And I guide workshops and teach from the heart. So I was like, well, why can't I do that with breath work?
Mm-hmm.
I was
So,
the thing that changed me was stop comparing. I was comparing myself to every mentor that I've ever had, all facilitate. I know a lot of breathwork facilitators. I was looking at them going, how am I going to match that? When you take
right.
away, you don't need to match anyone. When you try to emanate anyone, you're coming from a place of lack. So by stopping comparison and just showing up as you, that is what the world needs.
Charlotte, you are so like you're really tapped into yourself right now. I want to take a moment to there's a reason that Charlotte and I are having this conversation. Charlotte has really stepped into her power. I know this is a common phrase that's used, but I mean, this is really what it's all about. She has stepped into her power. She is just being herself. And that is why I was so inspired to have this conversation with the world because Charlotte, like you are embodying and living just being yourself. And not that everything is rainbows and butterflies, but you are accepting and embracing yourself. And guys, I want to ask you another question for the people tuning in. If you are a facilitator, do you write scripts or try and memorize somebody else's script? Because what I found is the majority of us in this facilitator world, we are trying to mimic our teachers, our mentors, and our guides. And what else, how else would we do it? We're being trained in a modality, whatever it might be, and we look up to our mentors and we are taught and trained to lead sessions the way that they do because they found that it works. There's nothing wrong with this. But when I started my facilitator journey, this is actually what I later found out was the issue in my ability to feel like I could be myself because I was trying to mimic somebody else. And when you're mimicking somebody else, you're not being true to yourself. And I believe that the secret sauce in becoming a good facilitator is to be yourself. And that is a reason that I built and designed the art of guiding meditations because I found the only way for me to feel good about guiding sessions and for people to connect deep with my message in a session was to just be myself. And I eventually, over the years, found a way to start guiding sessions that were raw, authentic. I didn't need to prepare, and I could guide it straight from my heart using my past moments and experiences. And it was profound on how easy it became to guide sessions from that place. Not only that, but people were receiving that information on a deep, deep level. And this is actually what this podcast is about is I want to showcase facilitators going through their journey, but also people that have decided to go to the dark side, the other side, right, Charlotte? The other side where you don't have to write scripts, you don't have to memorize a script, you don't have to mimic your teachers and guides. The art of guiding meditations is teaching you how to just be yourself and to facilitate from that place. So tell the viewers a bit on your journey of going through the art of guiding meditations and how that's impacted your ability to just be yourself.
Well, my last retreat a week ago, I went to a place where I connected all the people there with like a part of their inner child. And it was coming from such a raw place that I was nearly crying as I was guiding this meditation. And I remembered the words, some of the words of what I'd said after. So when I went to bed, I was like, I'm going to take myself through my own breathwork journey. And as I did, I made peace with part of my past that I didn't realize that I needed to do. And as soon as I did that, so many memories started to come into my mind, which I completely blacked out. After that moment, the rest of the retreat, my inner child came out so much. And
Yeah.
she is my essence. She is who I am. And the rest of the people that were there, they were like, your inner child's here, isn't she, right now? And I'm like, yeah. And because she was coming out of me so much, I saw all of their inner children. And it was really, really powerful to watch. So it's just, yeah, the more that I have been doing this, the reason why I kept on flooding you with all these messages, it's keeping me accountable of like, you've seen what works for you now, speaking from the heart. Don't be writing scripts again. Like, actually use this time to mix music and find that passion for the music again. It's given me more time to actually connect with the music.
Charlotte, this is huge, absolutely huge. So once you can get to a place where you're facilitating in a space where you're just guiding from your experiences in your life, how you feel, basically, like you would say, from the heart. Think about how much more time you have to focus on other things. Okay. So we can't just sit back and hope that a bunch of people show up to our sessions. No, we need to market ourselves. We need to write emails. We need to negotiate deals with studios. But if you're spending all this time just trying to get your sessions really well prepared and good, then you are not guiding sessions. You're preparing for them. And all of that weight and pressure stops you from doing the things that are most important, and that's organizing a movement forward to get yourself out there so that you can help support people. And I just love what you're saying here, because once I started embodying a different approach of facilitation, then I had so much time to do, like, live my life, have fun, hang out with friends, but also to play with music, to work on like campaigns and funnels, and also to just enjoy myself. And this is huge. I really truly believe that you are a testament of what people go through and what is possible.
It genuinely has given me so much time back. Like, I went through a lot of stuff this weekend, and I think in the past I would have been like, oh, I've got all these breath works coming up. I need to write this. I took the whole weekend off and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna actually just be, and done that for the rest of the week and not felt bad about it. And just, yeah, started enjoying life a lot more. It's made it so much more just flowy, but with direction, not just flowy with no direction.
Wow. So just so you guys know, Charlotte is trained. What are you trained in? Like, list all of your trainings.
So
That's
now
crazy.
I finally got my certificate with SOMA Transformational Coach with SOMA. And then
Mhm.
I'm trained in a few yogas, kundadance, reiki, EFT, subconscious reprogramming, uh, color therapy. Like, I'm trained in a lot, and then I was a designer for 8 years. Yeah. So, and I'm
Okay.
doing somatic healing as well.
Okay. So you have all these trainings, and tell us, when was the moment that you felt that you could actually share and embody your true self with all of these certifications?
So when I was in Costa Rica last year, and after my yoga teacher training, one of my teachers said, "Be careful because you are basically a student for life." And so I started doing all these random training. Now they make sense because my retreat literally is all the trainings that I do in a very aligned way.
Right.
But one of my friends said to me, "Are you taking all these trainings to justify your worth?" And I was like, oh,
Mm.
that hit deep. So I put a pause on the trainings for a while. Now I will keep on doing them because I love learning. And But it's, yeah, I feel that the more that I teach these, the more that it is just from the heart. It really is.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, I'm just so excited for you. I really, really am. And one thing I want to touch on, I I have like a huge passion and drive right now because what I've figured out is, well, I'm just going to be honest with all of you. I believe that there is a flaw in the facilitator system. And the reason there's a flaw, and it's not that there's something wrong, I'm just saying that there's a flaw, is that we're taught to read off scripts and to guide from scripts. There's nothing wrong with this. This is a great learning tool. I need you guys to understand. I'm not talking shit on reading scripts, writing scripts, anything like that. But I can only speak from my own experience that when I stopped writing scripts and I followed a framework, which I completely accidentally came up with on my own about 5 years ago, and I started guiding from my past moments and experiences, it changed the game completely. And I think it's really beautiful that we're sharing scripts and approaches because it helps minimize the potentiality for mistakes and flaws or hiccups for a facilitator. And every teacher or trainer knows, as a facilitator, there is a level of fuck ups that are going to naturally happen. Okay. You can't, get away from this. It's inevitable. And so we try and minimalize it because we love we love each other, and we have, an approach where we're trying to help people the best that we can. But providing somebody with a script or reading off a script is only putting a Band-Aid on it. And it's actually disconnecting people from feeling like they can be themselves. And this is the flaw that I see, is I appreciate every single academy in the world. I want to just shout out to every single training academy in the world. Because what you're doing is helping support the people to not have to go through hardships. But the thing is that we're going to go through them regardless. So are we really helping people by teaching them to guide like ourselves? Or can we help guide them to be themselves?
Oh.
Oh my goodness. So Charlotte,
Oh,
I
yeah, I
want to throw
love
this back on you. I want to throw this back on you. So what has been your experience going through the art of guiding meditations, this course that I launched a few months ago? What has been your experience going through it, and what has been the change for you?
I was literally, as you were speaking then, I was like, right, how did I used to guide with scripts? And although the scripts that I wrote, I liked, thinking back, it was all very positive, and it was very like deep. When we were talking about non-duality and duality, there wasn't really an essence of going into the depths. And now I've changed completely, taking them into a place of leaning into a place of discomfort to get that breakthrough, to bring in or let go of something in their life. And yeah, from what I've had back from what people have shared from me in the sessions, it's been really profound. I've actually got more students now, more clients now come in saying like, I need more of your sessions.
See, guys, and
Where
this is really important for all of you to hear. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Charlotte, but like, she has more clients, more people coming to sessions because she's using duality in her sessions. Now, I will never tell somebody what to do because I don't believe in this. I want to guide you to figure it out for yourself. But one thing that I did figure out, and I want to challenge all of you to think about, is generally we're guiding sessions to connect with the body, to feel the love, embrace the bliss, feel the love wash over you. Okay, but if you tell somebody to connect with the body, but they don't feel connected with their body, can they connect with their body just because you tell them to do it? No, that's not how this works. So duality, so I brought this into the course a while ago, and I didn't realize that I was doing this when I was guiding sessions, but I later found out, and that's one of the main core foundations of, the art of guiding meditations is duality. So if your session is on, give me a theme, Charlotte. What's a topic off the top of your head, or follow your heart?
Compassion.
Compassion. Okay. So instead of guiding people to, like feel compassion, you are compassionate, embrace the compassion in your life, you're just telling them what to do. But nobody really likes to be told what to do. And I believe at this point, I can confidently say that I truly believe that the struggle that people go through with their life transformations is because the majority of teachers are telling people what to do. Be compassionate, embrace compassion, feel the love, so on and so forth. But because nobody likes to be told what to do, when we're told what to do, we generally do the opposite, or we don't do anything at all. So I believe that there's a subconscious resistance in doing the transformational things that we need in our life because we're being told what to do. Okay. So you said compassion. So just to bring this full circle with duality, instead of guiding somebody to feel compassion, even though they don't feel compassionate, and there's a break in that chain, instead, has there ever been a moment or a time that you didn't feel compassion? That you felt like you couldn't be compassionate for yourself or maybe for others? What was that like? What was happening? Who were you with? All these details. So what you're doing, you're not forcing somebody into a negative thought. You're giving them the opportunity to shed light on something of the other side. So duality, all right? Without light, we would not know dark. Okay, we would not feel joy unless we felt pain. Okay, there is no good without evil. It's the balance of the universe. So when you bring duality into your session, you expand and create depth to that topic, right? And then what you do is you can shift that into going upward and onward to then feeling compassion. But again, just because I tell you to feel compassion doesn't mean you can. But if I guide you into a moment that you felt compassionate, then you can connect with that feeling because it's yours. It's your feeling, it's your experience, it's your moment. And from that place, it's real, it's authentic, and you can transform from that place. If we're trying to project into this unrealistic future, or you pull things from the ether that we don't feel connected with, it's very difficult to transform or to even feel or embody something. But if you guide somebody into feeling, understanding, and remembering a moment that they felt that, or felt the opposite of it, then it's easier to tap into that emotion. And everything we do is driven from an emotion. So your emotions are your superpower. You know what I mean? So this is just to give you guys a little bit of a background about what Charlotte's talking about with duality. The big transformations that she's been seeing in her sessions is coming from that place. She's guiding people to figure it out for themselves. She's allowing them to shed light on what it is, maybe what it is not, and then what they want. Charlotte, how does it feel to guide sessions from a place of flow, but not only that, but like duality?
And I think it's actually just before I started your course, I led a session about gratitude, and a client said to me after, she was like nearly in tears. She said, "I want to feel gratitude, but I just can't," and that really made me sad. So actually, it brought to my forefront and exactly what you're sharing. We're telling people feel gratitude, embody this. Well, what happens if they've had a life of no love? And you're saying feel it. You're like, well, what does that feel like? So yeah, it's so much more empowered. It's not connecting me to myself, it's connecting me to my clients a lot more. It's helping me hold space and energy to a lot bigger capacity.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's changing
Now,
everything.
Charlotte, I want to touch on one of the comments that have just come through because this is a really good point. It's from, I believe it's from Lisa Boogie.
Mm.
I've known her for years, worked with her, trained her, been a friend of her. Like, she's an amazing woman. And she brought up a really good point. She's saying, yes, I agree in regards to like scripts. Yes, I agree. But when you come into this modality, it's all so new. And it did make sense at the time to go with a script. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because you start doing it, a script, it becomes that. So, what are your thoughts on that? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point. And I think I needed at this very start, I needed the script to be a stepping stone to get me to actually teach. But then there's only so long that you can rely on a crutch for. So it's a good stepping stone to actually get you to teach. But lean into the discomfort. That's where the magic
So,
happens.
I'm gonna challenge this because I agree. I went through the same process. And again, guys, I need you to understand just because we're talking about guiding sessions in a free flow style and the art of guiding meditations being a way that you don't have to follow a script, I'm not saying that scripts are bad. A lot of people are challenging me on this topic because they think that I'm against it, but that is not true.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just saying that there's another way. And that is up to you. Okay. But I am going to challenge this. So it took me probably 3 years to figure out how to guide a session without a script or mimicking my teachers and guides. And it wasn't until I started doing that that I felt like I could be myself. So, as much as I support this, I also wish somebody would have taught me that there was a potential to do something different. And I did receive that. I did. I cannot say that I didn't receive that support. I did. But I didn't know how to embody it because this was something that only high level experienced facilitators could do. So I was trying to be a perfectionist and achieve what I saw from my teachers. I envied them. I am not kidding, guys. I looked at one of my mentors. I looked at that person and I was like, how in the fucking hell can
Mm.
you literally show up 2 minutes late to a session and then just walk up and guide the most beautiful transformational experience? How? And I made an intention that I wanted to be able to do that. And then I achieved it. But the only reason I achieved it is because I found a way to use my past moments and experiences, which carry an emotion, to guide me through that session. And any of you out there, you're not doing something wrong. You are following the support and the guidance of influential, amazing human beings that are the trailblazers in this industry. But I don't think that you have to go through that. I don't believe that you need to go through mimicking somebody else, following a script to be able to get to the point that you guide sessions from your heart. Charlotte, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I do agree. I do think that Lisa made a good point. That it is a stepping stone, and you can put your. So to me, when I spent so long writing scripts, it's not that my heart wasn't in the scripts. My heart was in the scripts,
Well,
but it was holding the space where my heart there was then a disconnect, spending more time making sure that I was reading at the right time to go with the music. When I lost that, there was more of a connection with my clients. So it was, yeah, I think it's more of a freedom to more of a freedom.
Well, and this goes back to what you were saying. Now that you're guiding sessions in a free flow way, you have the capacity and space to do other things.
Yeah.
So now you have
So
all
much
this
so.
freedom. So this is the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, right?
Yeah. And actually, when I first started, I was highly imposter syndrome, looking at all my mentors saying, how in the hell am I ever going to match that? And the more that I listened to their breath works, the more that imposter syndrome would come in. Because the more that
Who
I was like,
here can who here can
yeah,
relate to imposter syndrome?
yeah. Mm.
Anyone? Anyone? Charlotte, please continue. So let's get this, let's kind of wrap
Mm.
this up a little bit. I want you to talk about imposter syndrome and
Mhm.
how you feel with you being your playful, amazing self right now. And then, guys, Charlotte is going to guide you through a session that she has not prepared. There is no scripts, no nothing. She's just going to guide you through it. All right. I want to show you guys what this looks like and what you can achieve in the art of guiding meditations. So so let's touch on that. And anyone that's listening in, guys, there are millions of facilitators in the world. And I truly believe that to hear Charlotte's story is so inspirational. So anyone that's tuning in right now, I want you guys to hit that share button. Share this feed. All right. Share that feed. I'm so bad about doing this. I'm so shy when it comes to pushing things out, but I want you guys to know I may sound very aggressive and very forward. It could even be considered arrogant. But it's because I'm pushing myself to believe in what I believe. I'm pushing myself to just be myself. I refrain from doing certain things because I'm afraid of what other people think about me. But what is that? That's I'm not good enough. That is imposter syndrome. No, fuck that. I am here exposing myself. Charlotte, you are here exposing yourself, and I couldn't be more proud and happy for you. And you are inspiring me to just be me. And I want every single person listening to this to know that all you have to do is be yourself. That is the secret sauce, the magic ingredient. It is the wow behind everything that you do is to just be yourself. Okay. And if somebody can't be okay with that, then that is okay. Just keep moving forward, keep going. So tell us a little bit about imposter syndrome before we get into your session.
I mean, it really controlled my whole life. My whole life, I had the subconscious belief of everything that I did. I tried to prove that I was good enough for my dad. So I am highly perfectionist. Um, because I'm dyslexic, so I was
No
conditioned.
way, me too.
There's so many creative
Oh my
people are.
God.
But
That's
I was
crazy.
raised in a you have to work really hard to prove you're not stupid. And I was told you're
Right?
never going to amount to anything. No one's ever going to listen to you. What you have to say is not of value. So I worked really hard comparing myself to everyone throughout every aspect of my life to prove that I wasn't stupid, to prove that what I had to say, people were going to listen to it. And yeah, this past 2 years, I've really stripped that back. This past year, especially, actually, more than anything, I've just,
Even when I met you in Ubud, what was it, like two months ago? Like I could see and feel that still lingering inside of you. And I can't speak for you. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I would say in the last month and a half, like you have taken that weight of
mm,
imposter syndrome and absolutely shattered it. And you're just
yeah.
like, here I am. Is that true?
Yes, I have been doing a lot of work with somatics as well, so it's actually got me to connect on a cellular level. But now I'm very much in the mindset of I spent my whole life worrying what other people think, and now I'm very, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. That's, yeah.
Wow. And guys, I think this is an important piece of information to think about. because as a facilitator, I said this earlier in the show, it's easy to carry the weight of other people's life transformations on yourself. And for years, if not every single person had a life transforming experience in one of my sessions, whether yoga, meditation, breathwork, I was not satisfied. And it is not a overly confident, arrogant, egotistical thing to say, if you don't like, resonate, or feel who I am, then that is okay. I want you guys to know being yourself and embodying yourself is not something to be ashamed of. So we can't.
Actually, what really helped me, Stephen, is when I heard someone say, well, not what everyone's going to like you. Do you like everyone? No. And I was like, well, actually, no, I don't like everyone. So how can I expect everyone to like me? And the more
Good point.
people you attract, like the people that aren't in resonance with you, you repel. So the more people you repel, actually, it's making space for more people that actually are in resonance with you.
Boom. There you go. I came up with a phrase, and I'm curious what you think about this.
Mhm.
I started to train coaches and instructors into this idea that not everyone is going to resonate with your session.
Mhm.
But if you guide from the heart, everyone can relate to it. So do you want
Mhm.
everyone to resonate with you or relate with you? Resonating is impossible. It could be the tone of your voice, it could be the music that you use, it could be the environment that you're in, but they're going to throw that on you because you are the teacher, you are the guide, you're the face of this whole thing. And so not everyone is going to resonate with you, and that is okay. But then we feel bad. We want to save the world. We want everyone to like us. This is just the innate idea of being a human, is we want everyone to like us. Um, but I would rather, if there's one thing that I can do for everyone, and that would be that they can relate to me. You don't have to resonate with me, but you can relate to the session in which I'm guiding. Okay, I'm talking about sessions, not personality. But it's the same thing, because if you're guiding a session from your heart, you're bringing your personality through. But in my opinion, we're all the same. I know we're different in every way, shape, and form, but we're also all the same because we've all had a moment of fear. We've all had a moment of courage, love and heartbreak, success and failure. So if you think about how you're guiding sessions, if you use your past moments and experiences as an internal script and guide, then because we're all the same, your sessions will always be relatable to all people. What are your thoughts on resonating and relating? Because this may be my idea, but I don't know if it, like, you know what I mean? Just because it's something that I think doesn't mean that it's something that I should be sharing with the world, that, telling people that that's the way it is, which I mean, I don't think that I am, but what are your thoughts on this?
It's powerful. I actually did a session the other week, and this guy he'd been through a lot. He was only 19 and he'd lost his mum from the age of 4. So I think from the age of 4 till 18, he'd gone through this huge rage. But from my session, because I did it about pain turning it into a power, he was like, actually, you made me realize that I'm over it. Like I'm at peace with it. He was like, I've come to release like pain, but you've made me realize, like, actually, no, I'm good. So it's just like, well, yeah, I think it's powerful to have that.
Outstanding. Outstanding. All right, guys, throw it at Charlotte. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of. I'm sure things always come, but yeah, not that I can think of.
Wow, this is incredible. Charlotte, I want to thank you for being here, for sharing from your heart, guiding sessions from your heart. I want to thank you for trusting in me, um, because I did an event in Abood, and Charlotte and I knew each other from like online training courses, but we had never met. And I happened to be in Abood, and she reached out to me. And so I decided to meet up with her, but I put on this random pop-up event for entrepreneurs. So ridiculous. But it was really, really cool. Well, I was telling her about a different way and approach of guiding sessions. And I could feel this very powerful sense of her. But I also felt like there was something that you were moving in a direction towards. I didn't know what it was, but I could feel that you were like on the verge of something. And we chatted about the art of guiding meditations, and she decided to join the course. It's only 5 hours. It's so precise, so direct, that because it's more about you going through the process and guiding sessions from that place than it is about learning information, because everything exists inside of you. I'm not going to flood you with info to try and cloudy and muddy the water. No, everything exists inside of you. All you have to do is learn a framework, and then you do the work. That's it. Like, you doing a session is the work. So Charlotte, I want to thank you for believing in yourself, because that's really what it comes down to. It's maybe you believed in me, I don't know, but I think when push comes to shove, it's not me, it's you. You are the
Yeah.
one that did this work and made this transformation, and now you're seeing the results of it. And I'm really proud of you for that.
Well, people that I've known since only the past year that I met in Costa Rica, they've made comment, like a few people have said to me, they went, Charlotte, just your voice. She said, I don't know, they went, I don't know what transformation you've been through, but your voice is so grounded. And it's not like, "Wah!"
Yep.
how it was.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, because I've actually slowed down, and yeah, things are coming from the heart and not a million miles an hour anymore. And I'm not trying to run away from myself.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, are you ready to guide a free flow session for all these people?
Yeah. Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Why not? So let me make you the host, which I'm not even sure, because I have, let me try something really quick, guys. Boom. Make co-host. Boom. That was easy.
Okay.
All right. And then let me change the view again.
Okay, okay. Do I need to click
Speaker
on
view.
anything there? Or do I share?
Yeah, you should be able to share now. So guys, throw it in the comments. I would love to hear how you're feeling about this, what you think about these topics, how you feel about Charlotte, how you oh, are you resonating with this? Does this feel good for you? What are your challenges? What are you going through? All right. The more that you guys can share, the more that we can support each other. All right. So it's really important for you to get engaged in this, because the whole point of this podcast is to help people not have to go through the hardships that maybe I went through, Charlotte went through, or other people went through. Charlotte, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Stop your screen share. Okay, when you go to screen share and you share your computer sound, at the top
Yeah,
of
I
that
did
screen share,
that.
go to advanced.
I clicked on that. Okay,
Really?
okay. Yeah. And then just computer audio.
Computer audio, but then go to advanced. Yeah, advanced and computer audio.
Yeah, and then it goes, it's taking me to my desktop. I don't know where to go after that. Oh, music maybe.
Either way, that's no issue.
No, it's taking me to files and I don't know.
What if you just click computer audio and then hit share?
Oh, if I click this, can you hear music
Yeah,
there?
absolutely. Yes. Charlotte, you're a legend. You're a legend.
Well,
All right,
thank you for
guys.
helping me figure that out.
Of course, of course. Guys, anyone that's tuning in, I want to thank you for being a part of this. And I want you to know that you got this. Be yourself. Don't try and do anything but be yourself. It can be the strongest piece of your journey in the path of becoming a facilitator and helping people transform their lives. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Stay tuned, because I have a bunch more of these going on. But the most important thing, in my opinion, Charlotte, you showed up today.
Okay.
And I want to thank you for being a part of this, being a part of this journey with me in the course, you sharing your stories, you being out there, showing yourself, making an impact in the world, and most importantly, being you. Thank you for being you. It's an inspiration.
Thank you for being you.
Oh, thank you. All right, girl. So whatever you'd like
Okay.
to do, the stage is yours. You do what you want. I'm going to mute myself and everyone sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Mhm. Taking a slow, deep inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, let go. Start to feel your jaw soften to the base of your mouth. Inviting a softening between the brow. Soften within the whole body. Inhale through the nose. And an exhale through the mouth. You soften within this statement. When I say the word love to you, where does that land within your body? Is there a place within your body where the word love lands? Your heart, your womb, your throat. Feel the word love. What sensations does it provide? Do you find it easy to love or do you find it hard? Do you find a warm, tingling sensation or do you find a heaviness within your body? Hear me now. Yeah. When I say the word love, what sensations do you feel? Is this too? Yeah, no. What sensations do you feel in your body? If this sensation was a thought, feeling, emotion, belief, what would it be telling you? Your body expresses what your mind suppresses. So listen to your body, what it's communicating within you, to you in this moment in time. Do you breathe with these sensations? Is there any area in your body that needs a lightness, softness within this moment? How can you offer yourself warmth within this moment? Do you hold with these sensations? Is there a moment, a time within your life where you didn't feel loved? Maybe maybe if you felt abandoned, rejected, upset, maybe you were left, maybe you were hurt. Who didn't make you feel loved at a point in your life? Why didn't they make you feel loved? Did they scream at you? Did they hurt you? Who was it? Where in this world weren't you loved? Was it in a different country? What colours were there? What sounds did you hear? What textures did you feel? Were you at home? Were you with a friend, a loved one? What sensations in your body did it provide? Was this the first time that you felt this way? Or is this a pattern that's reoccurred within your life? You felt abandoned, rejected, unloved before. Connecting with this feeling of unsafety, knowing that you were safe to feel and face this emotion, this memory now. I'd like you to see the first time this happened within your life. Who was it that made you feel this way? Was there a parent, a grandparent, partner? How did they make you feel? What words did they say? What actions were portrayed? Was there yelling? Was there screaming? Was there violence? Did you feel unsafe within this moment? How could this action have had repercussions on the rest of your life? You notice this pattern of behavior appear throughout the rest of your life. Within this moment in time, how did you need to be held? How did you need to be comforted? How did you need to be loved? What would make you feel loved within this moment? Safe to look in your eyes within this moment in time. Give yourself the love that you needed. Hold yourself how you needed to be held. Did you offer yourself this compassion and love within this moment? Whoever made you feel this way, unloved, I'd like you to look them in the eyes. Say, I see you. You are with your feelings. I am with my feelings. Setting a boundary with this person. You don't feel safe to express yourself within this moment in time. What would bring safety? How would it feel to express how this person made you feel? Have they made you feel unworthy? Do you feel like you could never compare? You'd never be good enough? You let this person know how it's impacted your life. Seeing this memory for what it is now. What would it take for you to bring forgiveness? Knowing that forgiveness is actually not about the other person at all. Forgiveness brings peace, invites love to yourself. Forgiveness creates space within to really feel whatever it is you need to feel. Knowing that no emotion is a bad emotion. Every emotion serves its purpose. If you don't feel safe to let go of this now, what would bring a safety? One step that you can make to move forward past this memory, to let it go. Do you need to express yourself? Do you need to walk away? How would it look? How would it taste? How would it feel? How would it sound? To know that you are worthy of love. You are loved just as you are, just for who you are. No change needed. You are perfect. Perfect. What does freedom mean to you? And where in the world do you feel that you can be your beautiful? It's surrounded by lush greens, vibrant serene blues, earth's muted tones. Where do you feel most loved in the world? Who is with you within this moment? Are you with a partner, a friend, family member? Is it yourself? Do you love yourself most in this world? If you find it hard, what would bring more confidence, more reassurance, more safety to that love? What would bring a vibrance to that love within your life? What's one thing in your life that you can do to bring that and draw that love into your life today? Knowing that whatever we seek on the outside is already within. Everything you could ever possibly need is already within. You are everything you could ever possibly. Now, when I say the word love to you, where does that land within your body? Does it land within the same place or somewhere different? What sensations does it provide? How would it feel to live a world filled with love for yourself? And that we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. Becoming aware of all sensations within. These sensations were an emotion. What emotion would it be? This emotion were a thought, feeling, belief. What would it be telling you? What does your body need within this moment in time? what is one thing you do today to show yourself, your body, that you love you? Starting to draw an awareness into the sensations between your toes, soles of your feet, your ankles, your shins, your calves, your thighs, your hips, space in between your fingers, the palms of your hands, your wrists, your forearms, biceps, your lower back, your mid back, top of your spine, your throat, chin, lips, your ears, your nose, your beautiful eyes, and the crown of your head. Taking a slow, deep inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Breathe in deeply and exhale, let go completely. I'll leave you with the question: how can I invite more love to myself, my life today? How can I feel and connect with my heart today? How can I listen and show my heart that I love it? You're safe to do so. Placing one hand on your heart, connecting with the beat of your heart, the warmth of your heart. And thank your heart for giving yourself space to just breathe and be. Either this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this weird, beautiful world. Thank you, beautiful humans. Take in a little time to just breathe and be with me.
So I'll just take a moment to embrace any thoughts, ideas, emotions, realizations that may have come through in this session. As you come back, wherever you are right now, just begin to slowly come back. Take a deep breath in. And when you exhale, feel yourself, your full expression of who you are, just being yourself. Let's send a bit of love, gratitude, appreciation. Actually, take a moment to feel a time, an experience that you felt love, you felt gratitude, you felt appreciation. We've all had a moment of this. So tune into it, feel it, and let's send it to Charlotte. for guiding
Mm.
this beautiful, wonderful session.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Those of you that are tuning in, what did you guys think? What do you think about this? And I assume that all of your eyes were closed. But for those of you that wonder what just happened, Charlotte just guided an unscripted session with no preparation, with her eyes closed the entire time, guiding straight from her heart. This is a testament of what is possible, and that you don't need to do anything outside of just being you. And Charlotte, I want to thank you for being the true expression of yourself and guiding from your heart.
Thank you.
Holy cow. You're a wonderful guide, Charlotte. Thank you. Sending love. Guys, what'd you think? Come on, throw it in the comments. Throw it in the comments. This girl, I just threw, literally, we made this decision like 3 days ago. And so I totally threw her on the spot and she just guided a session. So what do you guys think? Thank you so much. So such openness, love, gratitude, deep, deep intuition of the sacred heart. Outstanding.
Oh, I love that.
So Charlotte,
Yeah.
well, let's start with how'd you feel about doing that?
Yeah. I think before I started this course, I would have had a freak out. I would go, no way am I doing that. But the more that I do this, because now I am teaching a lot of breath work, and a lot of retreats, that it's just for you to go, do you feel open in doing this? I'm like, yeah, I don't know how many people are watching. I'm just going to do it. So it really has got me into just my heart and not my head. And I never thought that I would live life this way in any aspect. So yeah, it's freeing. It really is.
Wow.
Mm.
Absolutely incredible. Well, thank you for being a part of this, for sharing your gifts, sharing your heart, your story. I'm seeing a lot of people in these comments just saying how much of an inspiration this is. And so
Oh,
uh, thank you. Thank you for being you and for being a part of this.
welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, hold on a second. There was one comment that I found
Mm.
really cool. Okay. One last comment before we go. All right. So, unshakable resistance or resilience commented,
Mhm.
can you shed light on sitting in a tsunami of emotions and how to come into acceptance with sadness, frustration, anger, and compassion at the same time? Why don't you
Oh, I
close this
love
out with
this
this?
question. I love this question because I was this tsunami for 20 years. Actually sitting with that and holding space for you to feel into it and the depths of feeling into it. When you have, for me, for a long time, I didn't want to go there. I numbed, I used things like alcohol, would do things to not feel those emotions. When you actually hold a safe space for you to feel that raw pain, there's going to be the cries, there's going to be rage, there's going to be, but it really releases a lot. So yeah.
Be with it, huh?
And I've been having a lot of conversations lately about the raging inner teenager. So we work a lot with the inner child, but actually the parts of us that are raging are the inner teenager. So yeah, hold space for them to shake it out and actually create a safe space for you to scream. But no emotion is a bad emotion. It's only got a bad connotations with it because it's got things like, when I say anger, you probably think screaming, violence. But you take that violence away and you're like, anger, all it is saying to the body, I'm here to keep you safe. So when you recognize, sit with every sensation and emotion and go, it's my teacher, it's my friend, it's actually trying to keep my body safe. That's all every emotion is doing. So yeah.
Um,
Mm.
well said. Well said. Guys, let's all give Charlotte a virtual round of applause for being a part of this, for stepping forward and sharing so much. Wow. Guys, make sure that you go to Charlotte's page. It's what is it? Breathe Divine
Breathe.
Movement.
Yeah, breathe underscore divine underscore movement. And if anyone has got any questions about anything, yeah, always know that they can DM me.
Guys, and check out her stuff. If you're in Bali, go to one of her sessions. If you're interested in receiving support, sessions, guidance, anything at all, this is an amazing woman to go to and to feel fully supported. And guys, let's enjoy this moment, this feeling, and let's enjoy Charlotte. And if you guys want to learn how to guide sessions like this, then make sure you check out the Art of Guiding Meditations. All right. You can go to breathewithsteve.com and check out the information on the course. You can direct message me. I'm happy to hop on a call and give you information. So, guys, let's all come together because we are the people that are going to make a difference in the world. Together, we rise. Together, we can make an impact. It's not about a solo mission, it's about togetherness. And Charlotte just relayed that message so strong that she is making a difference. She is being herself, and that is all she had to do. And Charlotte, thank you so much for being here and sharing all your information.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, for
Of
being
course.
you.
Now, do you have any last words for any of the facilitators watching this show?
Actually, yeah, just be you. The world needs more of you, just as you are. And if I would have heard that 30 years ago,
Me too.
the world just needs more of you. It doesn't need anything else. And I actually had a conversation with a client today because we were talking about imposter syndrome and perfection. And she said, actually, I relate. Every person that I follow them because they're real. And she was like, I struggle with this. And I was like, lean into that discomfort because you said you like the realness and you like the hiccups and you like the mess ups because it shows people are real. So yeah, people do. People just like real, and it shows you're a real human. So,
Wow.
mm.
All right, guys. I think that's it. Thank you for all tuning in and being part of the launch of this Facilitator Stories podcast. And stay tuned. So make sure you hit the share button and share this with your friends because this video is only going to be available for a very short period of time. But I really appreciate everyone that showed up and was a part of this. Charlotte, most importantly, thank you for showing up and being a part of this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, guys. Much love. Do you have anything else to say, Charlotte? All right. All right. Much love, everyone. Mwah, 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 mwah. Much love. And remember to breathe smarter, not harder. Charlotte, I love you. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right.